President Bola Ahmed Tinubu approves takeoff of consumer credit scheme just as he is set to officially begin state visit to the Netherlands today. National Assembly on Privatization proposes Bank of Agriculture and the Central Bank of Nigeria's National Microfinance Limited merger, capital injection to boost food security. And oil prices eases as U.S. demand concerns outweigh fears over Middle East conflicts, while Asia markets takes a breather as South Korea beats first quarter GDP expectations. The program is Business Express, reaching you from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. I am Benny Adams, your guide. How stakeholders in Nigeria's tax space under the Joint Tax Board say automation of the nation's tax processes is a sure way to expanding the nation's tax base and growing tax to GDP from 10 to 18% in a few years. This was at a strategic retreat for staff of Joint Tax Board in Abuja. Innovation and responding to emerging challenges in the tax space for increased revenue takes center stage.
Has to start with how do we view tax at the constitutional level.
For the Joint Tax Board, an addition of foresight and efficiency using technology are drivers for impact. Hence the gathering of these foot soldiers towards the actualization of ongoing fiscal policy and tax reforms.
At the Joint Tax Board, we've been engaging the different state revenue authorities on how we can support them to automate their processes so they can deliver more to the citizenry and to the residents of their states. Because when the state government has more revenue, it can do more. It can fund education more. It can provide better health care. It can provide better roads. It can provide security for the people. So we'll be engaging them, we've been organizing trainings. We've also been looking at how we can support them in bespoke areas.
Ume Nwosu Collins is a tax administration and compliance officer at the Joint Tax Board. He says acquiring the requisite knowledge needed to contribute to efficiency in tax receipts is his target.
Have a system where people can pay their taxes, they understand the number of taxes to be paid, and it's clear. Of course, it will encourage investment in the country.
Stakeholders say they are committed to initiatives towards improving tax administration in Nigeria. In Abuja, the Ministry of Solid Minerals Development has revoked 924 diamond licenses with immediate effect. Minister of Solid Minerals Development Dele Alake announced this at a press briefing in Abuja.
Although a total of 963 licenses were published and notified of the threat of revocation, no fewer than 39 either moved to site immediately or convinced the authorities of the challenges which hindered the operations. In view of the above, which shows our adherence with due process and fair consideration, and in line with the standard policy of use it or lose it, I hereby revoke the 924 dormant licenses with immediate effect. These include 528 exploration licenses, 20 mining licenses, 101 quarry licenses, and 273 small-scale licenses, issued a policy of allowing those whose licenses were revoked to make restitution. The highest, which is the mining license, would attract a restitution to the federal government of 10 million per license, per revoked license. Now, for the small-scale licenses, it will be 7.5 million restitution or fine for reinstatement. And for the exploration license, EL, it will be 5 million.
Now, away from the metals, let's take a trip to see how other commodities are being priced in other markets around the world. And on Global Update at this time, we have Maria Adu-Zakari standing by. Maria, what's happening in the market this morning?
Thank you, Benny. It's a beautiful morning, and the European markets are lower this Thursday morning as investors digested a fresh set of earnings. These earnings are set to come from Deutsche Bank, Barclays, Nestle, and Airbus. Resumes red with DAX dipping 0.51%, CAC 0.32%, and FTSE's positive 0.47%. For Asia stocks, the yen was pinned on the weaker side of 155 per dollar on Thursday, leaving traders anxious as to whether Tokyo will intervene while policy deliberations are still underway. Hang Seng Index rose 0.41%, Shanghai 0.27%, while the Nikkei dipped 2.16%. U.S. stock futures have fallen after tech campaign Meta Platforms report its latest quarterly results. Traders also look ahead to the release of key economic data later this week. Dow Jones Industrial Average dipped 0.31%, S&P 0.71%, and the Nasdaq Composite 1.25%. From Africa, South African JSE Top 40 jumped 0.34% this morning, while Namibia was marginal. That's it from the Global Marketer, Maria Adu-Zakari. Back to you, Ben.
Thank you, Maria, for that update. And this is where we end today's edition of Business Express. We do value your feedback, so keep the comments, observations, and suggestions coming. Be informed that all previous episodes are available on YouTube, on NTA's channel, and all other social media platforms. Business Express returns tomorrow at 3 p.m. Keep a date with us as you continue to think and do business.